Oh, welcome. It's been a while since I've been on here. I'm actually at Matthews Beach in Seattle today. Let me show you a picture real fast. There's uh, water, anyhow, a little bit. So anyhow, I wanted to go over a few things because it seems like the whole world's kind of gotten a little off track, even with Donald Trump a little bit. So one of the things that nobody has talked about, which kind of weirds me out a little bit, is just about the conflict in statements. Um, People keep talking about how the Democrats lie and the Republicans lie, but it's more than that. Yes, they both lie. Um, Democrats lie less than Republicans. It's more than a 2-to-1 margin. It's slightly above 2-to-1. They gerrymander and voter suppress far more, especially gerrymandering over the last 12 years. But one of the biggest differences, because I get emails from all of them, Republicans, Democrats, and I've worked with all of them. I think that the biggest difference between the two is that Republicans tend to step into conflict in statements. I like to use Donald Trump, and I recently posted this. But it's the most obvious, and they do it a lot. It's just not Donald Trump. They do it a lot, and I'm sure there's Democrats that do it as well. I just don't hear it as often. Donald Trump, like on the E. Jean Carroll case, for example, said that she enjoyed it, then later on, in a different statement, said he's never met her before. Okay, so those are two conflicting statements. Which is it? Did she enjoy it, or have you never seen her before or met her before? He also did kind of the same thing with Project 2025, basically in the same, I guess it'd be interviews, where he says he doesn't know anything about Project 2025, but then a little while later, less than 5 minutes later, said there's some things that he disagrees with. I mean, if you don't know anything about it, how can you disagree with it? You know, it's things like that. It's just common sense things of finding these languages to tell that a person is lying. It doesn't take a lot to know that. You just need to pay attention. As you know, we are moving towards a dictatorship. Donald Trump signing all these executive orders, left and right, left and right. He's just signing them, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't burn the flag, you can't. It's just like full-on dictator. And it was kind of funny because he's like, some people said they would prefer a dictator. I'm not a dictator, but of course he is playing the role as a dictator. And as long as nobody's willing to stop him, arrest him, or question at the levels that need to be questioned, he will continue to be a dictator. Where we currently sit in the United States is trying to make a decision. And I've been thinking about the best plan of action for this decision regarding fascism. Donald Trump wouldn't be possible if he didn't have people funding him and backing him. Whether that be the Charles Kochs or right-wing extremists, maybe churches themselves, Christian nationalism, there's plenty of those people, but corporations. And you think back to the Ralph Nader years of like 2000, where corporations basically wanted to make sure that Ralph Nader was not getting the third party vote enough to like sway future presidential candidates with matching funds. And so this all goes back to how much power are we going to give corporations? We haven't had real wage increases since the 1970s for like 90% of us. The top 10% are the only ones that have been equal or above the GDP growth since the 1980s. We went from having one person in the family working to two people working to total debt with credit cards, and now they're even talking about bringing back child labor. I mean, when are we going to say no? You're robbing us blind. You're price gouging this. You've got monopolies. We're subsidizing your ass. If you just look at subsidies, and if you go to goodjobsfirst.org, you can track all the subsidies that these people are getting, these corporations are getting. You're paying for it. The rich people sit there, oh, we're paying the majority of all the money for taxes. Yeah, you have all the money. The lower 50% in our country have 1.5% of total assets after liabilities. 1.5%. 50% of our nation, 1.5. You know, and you just sit here going, what the heck is this? Because, you know, capitalism has a lot of great things to it, but it is failing. And it is failing for a reason, and that reason is greed. And as long as they get theirs, they don't care about you. And that's part of the problem we're seeing. We're seeing like this total fraud. White collar criminals with deferred no prosecution with a 66% reoffend rate. Are you kidding me? And we don't sit there and we don't question it. Meanwhile, they're going to go harass some homeless person for shoplifting, like, I don't know, $5 item or something. Well, they're ripping off millions and billions of dollars at our expense. If they're not getting it by just plain fraud, they're getting it through like subsidies and tax breaks and monopolies and price gouging. Are we kidding right now? And Donald Trump, the savior, he's all part of it. He's always been part of it. How stupid can you be? I just don't get it. You know, and I sit back and I see all this crap and I see these people doing all these fucking stupid things. And there's just no way that they should be able to do the things that they are doing. But they continue to do them. Donald Trump continues to lie. His people continue to do the crap that they're doing. Extremists, they continue to point fingers at the very same thing that they're actually doing. It's pathetic at best. So normally I wouldn't come off so aggressive, but I think I've pretty much hit a limit of when are we going to get our stuff together? When are we going to get our shit together enough to go after and stop these people? Nobody's stepped up enough currently, and I just don't think they're going to. So I don't have a lot of faith in the United States right now because everybody's too lazy taking care of themselves with not caring about their future enough to realize what's going on. There's a very small minority that does. And unless we get this figured out, our country's going to fall. We've already lost 10% of the US dollar's value in our nationally, and it's going to continue to plummet. He's going to lead us into bankruptcy, like most populists do. And you're not going to be able to fight your way out with the military because that's the one thing that will never be defunded. He'll take you, he'll strip you, he'll take your rights away, he'll strip your Medicaid, your Medicare, he will strip your worker rights away, he'll strip all of it away. This is your warning, and you should probably listen to it.